challenges and chains today. And when they had laid many stripes on them, they threw them into prison, commanding the jailer to keep them securely. Acts 16:23. God heard Paul and Silas's prayers and hymns that midnight hour. Their faith in God was stronger than the prison walls, their chains, and death threats. The real prisoner was the pagan jailer, but eventually he chose to believe and was freed from eternal death. What a scene! A dramatic rescue from God. Badly beaten and facing execution, Paul and Silas were not fearfully stressing. They prayed and rejoiced. How will you do when your ultimate moment of truth comes? Will you remain calm, focused, prayerful, and rejoicing, or panicked over a dreadful pending outcome? The choice will be yours. The glory will be His. The challenges you face today may be nothing like Paul and Silas's. They are not life and death yet, but someday they could be. Monitor how you manage the smaller threats to your well-being. Have you been faithful and steadfast in addressing the little attacks on your faith? How can you be successful facing the big ones if you fail miserably at the small ones? Do you get anxious, flustered, or angry when someone challenges your Christianity? Are you afraid to speak the truth for fear of being ridiculed or beaten by unbelievers? Do you shrink back because the price of boldly facing your adversary costs too much? Watch the little ways you compromise for fear of retaliation. Compromise feeds fears, waters down your faith, and strains your relationship with Christ. The consequences of repeatedly compromising will be extremely costly where it matters most. Nothing matters more than your walk and your relationship with God. Your chains will be loose too. God loves you too much to ignore your love and obedience to Him. He is a merciful and just God. Whether it's now or later, your trials, testing, tempting, and persecutions will come. Be encouraged by Paul and Silas's faith. Be lifted up by the results of your prayers now in your time of testing. The benefits are enormous. Your shackles will fall off as you experience His freedom and joy. Grow through your smaller trials as you prepare for the bigger ones. Remember Paul and Silas. Any threat or opposition you have, whether from within or without, self-induced or other inflicted, keep your focus and faith in the risen eternal Christ, your blessed Redeemer. Look to Him as you move through your circumstance. Suddenly, there was an earthquake, so that the foundations of the prison were shaken, and immediately all the doors were opened and everyone's chains were loosed. Acts 16:26.